We'll do it and then we start. You're most welcome, Honorable Minister. You're most welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, media, in your respective capacities and houses you represent. I am Helen Adoa, Minister of State for Fisheries. I am here today to brief the country and you, the media, on issues concerning fisheries, because there are some challenges of recent, especially the past one or few months, that have been challenging to both the sector but also to our fish traders and our fishers, different fishers in different lakes. So I want the country to know why is fisheries having a lot of challenges among all the sectors. It is because fisheries is a livelihood. Fisheries is where the majority of very poor people are settled in around the landing, around the lakes, around the landing sites. The majority of them don't have any land. The only land they have is the lake. The only food they have is the fish. Whether it is a public holiday, whether it's Christmas, Easter, most of them cannot even afford to buy beef or meat. What they eat all their lives, they have grown up in that environment. They have taken their children to school using that fish. So because of the settled life of these poor communities, they felt this is their part. Unfortunately, of recent, you all know, as we were looking at fish being for the poor, it has now turned that the fish is actually for the rich. You find now the poor people around those communities go for beef. It even becomes cheaper to buy meat than buying fish. When you look at mukene or silverfish, it's now sold in many big supermarkets, not just here in Uganda, but generally even outside Uganda. It's a hot cake. It's a very nice food to eat, and the rich have gone for it. And it's a very simple food to cook for us who are women. You can go and work, come back, and find that within 10 minutes or 20, your food is on the table. Because when it's already fried, you just mix and eat. 2, fish has turned to be for commercial purposes. It has turned to be more of cash kind of product. Everyone is running to the lake to get fish and multiply, take it out, sell it within the domestic market, and you make millions of money. Within our neighbors, like Congo, you take the fish, you get millions of money. So because of that, everyone now is rushing for fish, and the noise around it is so high. That's why you see fisheries every day, even on floor of parliament, in the papers, everywhere. In the TVs, it's all about fisheries. So we need to appreciate it is one of the most important sector we have in Uganda, second to coffee, in bringing income to the country. And because of that, as government, we need to put our mind, we need to fix some of the things that will make the fishermen to fish it well, to better their lives, but also to better the country's income. One of the challenges that we had the previous week and weeks is the issue of imports of fish from Southern Sudan or South Sudan to Uganda, or generally Sudan to Uganda. The fish we have is different from the fish that Sudan has got, but also sometimes they mix. And when you look at, it's called the John Black. John Black, even when you give 10 years, it will not grow. So these are some of the challenges that we underwent last week when most of the fish was imported by our traders from South Sudan. They got challenges at the Legu border where they had most of the immature fish. It was all over the news, it was in the parliament, but I want to thank the different stakeholders that were able to help. The honorable MPs, the RDCs, the ministers from that region, but above all, His Excellency, the President, together with the security team, were able to help, and the situation was normalized. And as a ministry, we are going to work with the South Sudan government, and we are going to work as two governments to see how we are going to balance and see that we don't repeat this kind of thing. And we want to apologize for any inconveniences caused to our importers, but also to South Sudan country. So that was one of the things. The second thing is what you might have seen in NTV, where some of the fishermen were complaining about the mukene, the silverfish, and all this. So I want to tell the country about the increasing illegal fishing, not only Lake Victoria, but to all our water bodies. You realize that there is a lot of increasing illegal fishing going on, and because of that, we are also now realizing a decrease in our domestic markets, but also we don't now have a lot to export. But also soon, you will be shocked that our factories again will reduce because of this kind of thing. You look at nets like monofilament, undersized gill nets, illegal methods like hurry up. They have called it themselves hurry up, and indeed it's a hurry up. And cast netting called tupa-tupa, ponyoka, use of beach and boat rampant fishing. So I want you to know, silverfish, members of the public and the fishing communities, I wish to inform you that our fisheries are very important for the country. For example, the small pelagic fishery is a very important fishery in Uganda. And smaller pelagics are grouped, they move together. And because they are grouped together, they form the main commercial fisheries of the country and in the region. There are 3 types of smaller pelagic in their different species. One of them is called mukene. We all hear about mukene, and I believe mukene even comes from Luganda word, mukene. And ragogi, there's what is called ragogi. Then musiri. You are familiar with the musiri. That one is majorly found in Lake Victoria and Lake Kyoga, whereas ragogi and musiri are found in Lake Albert. The other thing I want you to know is, altogether, these 3 types of the smaller pelagic fishery contributes more than 70% of the total of fish caught in Uganda annually. You can imagine 70% of all the fish we catch in our lakes. That is smaller fish, mukene, musiri, ragogi, they all form 70%, which is really very big percentage of the total fishery we have annually. It employs more than 60% of the fishing communities who are involved in various activities along the fisheries value chain. Such activities include the actual harvesting of fish that is majorly done by the male youth population in landing sites. You have seen the male youth, some of them even have refused to go to school. They want to concentrate to catch that type of fish in the landing sites. Each boat employs up to 3 male youth in the harvesting of mukene, ragogi, and musiri. The women and girls are mainly involved in the processing, deep frying, sun drying, and marketing. You have seen our women and girls. For them, they may not go and catch it, but in the process, they are the ones who are drying, they are the ones who are sun drying and frying. My ministry therefore takes the sustainable exploitation of this fishery very seriously. This is because we wish to protect and enhance the livelihood of more than 60% of our fishing communities that depend on fishery. Sustainable exploitation also plays an important role and function because these species are part of aquatic food along the chain. You all know some fish depend on another. The regulations for management of this fishery are very clear, as provided in the laws on Lake Victoria. This fishery can only be harvested by the nets, the meshes of which should be 10 millimeter. This should be very clear. In Lake Victoria, should be nets and meshes of 10 millimeter and above. On the lakes of Kyoga and Albert, it is 8 millimeter and above. These nets should not be used in the shorelines, should not be used at the shorelines, but at a distance of at least 2 kilometers inside the lake. The use of any net that is below those recommended 10 millimeter and above for Lake Victoria and 8 millimeter for Albert and Kyoga is illegal. Anybody using them should be apprehended and dealt with as provided by the law and the Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2023. We now have our law. People have been crying, we want our law. We now have the law. We have the bill, and they can all go through it, and the rules 2010. My ministry has gotten information that there is rampant use of new technology in the harvesting of these small pelagics, and the method is now, as I said, is called the hurry up. I wish to inform the general public and the fishing community that this is an illegal fishing method, and therefore its use should be stopped forthwith. The hurry up method uses large fishing nets that are spread on the waters covering a large area and targets all species. They use very large nets and a large space, and it will get everything. It will not leave anything. And in that, I am sure whether there is a frog there, whether there is what, is a hurry up method. They are hurrying. I don't know where Ugandans are hurrying to go. They want to hurry and disappear. They don't want to be around. They are hurrying. This hurry up method takes everything. Whereas it is operated in the open waters, is majorly targets the Nile perch juveniles. So the decision on the ban of this kind of method can rescue our lake and our juveniles of Nile perch. We have noted that 3/4 of the catch from this fishing method will consist of Nile perch fish. And before I leave, I will want to share with some of you the videos. And I want you to play these videos in national TVs. I want you to look at these videos and you look at it. Is it Mukene, Musiri, Ragoni, or it is a juvenile of Nile perch? So that we all work together. And I believe you, the media, will even help my voice to go to all corners of Uganda. I hereby ask and appeal our fishers, together with the respective enforcement teams around your landing sites, work together, and I want the fishers to understand, if anything happens to the lake, they will be more losers than any other person. So it should be them to be having pain and protection of their lake. They should be the ones not wanting anyone to come and destroy the lake. So it is for your own good that we want to protect our lake from hurry up, from any tupa, kama magic, and all these other illegal methods of fishing. And I also want to ask the enforcement team. It has also come to my knowledge as a minister, but also as a ministry, that the enforcers in there are so many enforcers in the lake. Apart from APU, there are also those that have been, because APU is just a thin force. Without the support of the landing sites, chairpersons, Afalo, Lakimo, and others, they will not be able to work alone. Unfortunately, individuals are taking advantage. When they catch some of these methods, I mean these illegal gears, like kokotas, tupa, kama maji, hurry up, they instead keep them and sell. This is condemned. You need to know these are illegal gears. That should be banned. And also, on that very point, I want the enforcement to go beyond the lake and make sure that these people who import the nets, who sell the nets in the shops, should sell nets that can help our lakes and country. Because when you go to the fishers, they say, but these things are sold to us. But of course, both of you are wrong. The seller and the buyer. Why do you buy illegal net? Why do you sell the illegal net or gear? So please, both of you, if caught, will have to answer why you are destroying the lake. So I want to ask us to work together. And I also ask the enforcers to make sure that they go landing site by landing site, talking to our people, sensitize them, understand them. Sometimes we leave the big fish, when Ugandans know the big fish, destroying the lake. Then this is small people, some of them, you even get them with muddy fish. You get these poor women with a very small 1 basin or a half. You give all your volume of weight to fight such a person, while you are leaving a person who is hurrying up with the leg. So I want to ask us to work together and stop that kind of illegal fishing. I wish to emphasize that fishing of mukene is only done using the scoop net method called in Luganda chota. Chota. As it was formerly being done. Chota. You will interpret for me the meaning of chota. Because for me, I've told you in English, hurry up, is they are hurrying up to pick everything from the lake. So let us use, so it's kokota. But kokota is not also English. Kokota is different. Chota is also scoop net. So let them use a scoop net, use scoop net for fishing mukene, so that we can keep them producing, and tomorrow you go back again. Don't hurry up, finish everything, and tomorrow you don't go back. This will only be done using a dark phase of the moon. That is about 14 days. The fishers of mukene know this. They use only 2 weeks to fish using when the moon has set. That's when 2 weeks is when you use it. Therefore, fishing of small pelagics during the day and moonlight phase of the moon is not allowed, and should not be allowed, and should not be got. Anyone should not be got fishing mukene at daytime or at night when the moonlight is on. You know this, even our forefathers used to do this. It's not a new thing. I know the population is increasing. A reason why everybody has rushed to the lake is because population is increasing, and they now want to destroy what our forefathers used to do. And I can assure you, if our forefathers had cultivated around the lake, if they had destroyed, hurried up with the lake, we will not be having any now. This will not only enable sustainable exploitation, it will also enable concerned fishers to gain economic benefits, since they will not be flooding the market with their product. When you scoop this during dark phase, you will be a hot cake. You will even get more money because you will not be flooding the market. Fishing of smaller pelagies by non-citizens is illegal. It has also come to my knowledge and the ministry that there are so many of our neighbors who have taken over the side of Namayingo, the side of Dei, the other side of Pakwach. They are our neighbors are fishing badly, and the law mishandles our own fishers, but for them, they want to be protected. When we arrest them, the neighbors make a lot of noise. That for them, they don't have that kind of law. If you don't have that kind of law, don't fish in our waters, because for us, our law controls our waters. Where we end, you should not go beyond. Our neighbors have where they are supposed to stop. And for them to be found fishing in Uganda is illegal. I have also got to know the majority of them, which I need NIRA to cross-check, have got national IDs from Uganda. I don't know how non-citizens get national IDs. That's not my part. It's the part of NIRA and Ministry of Internal Affairs to discover. But when they come to the ministry, somebody comes to present a national ID, and you wonder where they get a national ID. And others start telling you the person who has come is a non-citizen. But we say, before you are given a license, produce your national ID. And when somebody gives us a national ID, people around the landing site should not complain, because in the first place, how did the LOCs recommend that person to get a national ID? So non-citizens don't fish in Ugandan waters. You fish in your waters, and it is illegal for you to do that. And when you are caught, we shall talk with our neighbors. Finally, let's all be responsible departments in fisheries, both in the center, local governments. I want to ask local government, DA Force. DA Force, I know you are with us, the Minister of Agriculture. You are at the same time with the local government. I want to ask every district, fishing communities, districts, to take a serious note and support us. Support us. Don't look at only the minister. Don't look at only the director or the commissioners. When the lake is destroyed, even your district will not get any taxes. So I want us to work together, both at the lower level, from the landing site, from you, the fisherman, up to the center. And also, I want to ask the enforcers of the law to work together with the communities and make sure that these illegal methods are not entertained, but also they are not sold. Because sometimes the enforcers, especially those who are not trained, as I said, we have APU, we have Afalo, we have Lakimo, we have landing site community enforcers. Some of them connive with the fishers, and when the APU comes, they are the ones to inform. They are the ones who get those illegal nets and resell them. When you get these nets, let everybody see you have got, and they should be banned. And I want to ask all the fishers in all your respective sites, hand over these illegal nets. Hand over these illegal nets before the hand of the law catches with you. And also, I want to ask the fishers, before you enter the water, make sure that you put on a jacket. In that jacket, there is a whistle. In the case of any problem, you can blow the whistle and you will be rescued. Don't go to the lake without a net. A jacket is only 30,000, but you want to, when you die, you will never come back. But this jacket of 30,000 can rescue you. So we are going to continue with this sensitization. My team at the center and I will go around the country in different lakes. Currently, we are on the process of licensing people, and those who want to fish, those who want to trade in fishing. I want to ask you to apply. If you want to fish, if you want to trade, you apply your own license and the license of the vehicle for fish traders. Now, after applying, because we are giving you a grace period, after applying, you should be able to present your application and your receipt or payment so that you are allowed to move with your fish as we prepare for your licenses. Don't just go and say, we have been given a period of more 1 month or 2. For that reason, let me first illegally fish. You pay, present your receipt so that you will be allowed. As I end, I want to assure the country, as government, we are soon going to support the different fishing communities, especially those youth around and women, those very poor. Government has plans and a process now to make sure that you are given some alternatives, especially those who have failed totally to afford the big boats. You know, a big boat costs about 3 million to 2.5. Some of the fishers cannot afford. As government, we are concerned. We shall make sure that we give you alternatives. And also those who still come to my office for compensation, their boats were destroyed. I get all these calls. I want to ask you that we all know the methods you are using. And we are in the discussions. We shall continue. But I don't want to commit myself and government that we are going to compensate a person who was illegally fishing. I cannot start lying here before the media. I cannot. So only that those who are committed in fishing, those who are committed and they are not breaking the law, we are already now asking the enforcers out there and DFOs to register people who are disciplined in fishing, so that those are the people that government can support in due course. The office of the president and the president himself has extended the hand of fishing nets. They have been distributed to different communities that go to know were hard up. With these fishing communities, what they need is they need the life jackets, they need the fishing gears like nets, they need the boats, they need the others. But also, when the government gets this kind of money, it will depend on the majority of youth that are around the lake and also being used by the rich. They manipulate them. So such youth, when we do research, we can even give them alternatives like carpentry, skilling them on other, where they can also be self-employed than being employed by other people. Or we can group them and say, as youth, you can also have 2 boats or 3 boats with your fishing nets. So we are just going to do our, first of all, research and see where is more affected, what can it be done. But also nowadays, you give people something according to their need, not what you want. So you have to consult with them, what would they want. Then, because what Lake Yoga needs is not what Lake Victoria needs, it's not what Lake Edward needs. So some of them don't need some things. How soon? It depends on how government will get money. But also when we fish well, then government can get more money and budget. But if we don't fish well, how do you? Because as I told you, this country depends majorly coffee, fish. This is where we get money as Ugandans. So if we destroy the fish, that means we don't get money. But as I told you already, 70% of our community, of the fish we get from our lakes, it is this Mukene, Musiri, and Iragon that we are trying to protect. It is the one which is much in our lakes. 70%. Then, why do we want to protect? Because 60% of our communities, of our youth, women and men, are employed by these smaller fish. That's why we are protecting it. If we lose it, we lose this population. And when the population is poor, then the country will suffer. Not just, somebody said when the rich cannot sleep when somebody is poor outside there. But when they are busy, you will also sleep. So then what punishment should be given to people who are illegally fishing? The punishments are already in the law. They are in the law. For me, I have always told the enforcers, warn someone the first time, second time, third time, you can now follow the law. You will be taken to the magistrate. The magistrate will read the act for you, and you will be punished according to the method that you used. If you use a hurry-up method, they will see how much damage you have caused to the lake. You know, the smaller fish have always compared, mature fish have always compared it to defilement. If you defile a child who is not ready for marriage, the punishment is heavy than when maybe you are trying to force somebody who is mature. So, they are not the same punishments. Under Section 1, A is liable on conviction to imprisonment not exceeding 8 years without option of a fine. And there are many others you will ask. So, but 1, your nets will be removed and burnt. Any smaller boat will be removed, destroyed, and burnt. Then, for you, if they catch you with the cockota, with the hurry up, with the what, you will be taken to the law. One good thing I have already warned. So don't say you were not warned. And also, I have said from the time the lake was created by God, and those first forefathers, the children that are in the lake today, their fathers, parents were in the lake, and their grandparents were in the lake. They know how they used to. This hurry up, this monofilament, this ponyokas, this tupa, they just came off recent. No borders allowed them. No law allows them. So these things, they even know that they are not supposed to be used. The challenges I get, some people call you. I have gone to the DFO. He says I have to finance him to bring my application to Kampala, which we have to correct. I think the majority of them don't sensitize the community. They don't even go to community gatherings. I want to ask DFOs, go to community. Some people even don't know DFOs. They think they have to call the minister, they have to call the director, they have to call, while they are with the district fisheries officers. So I want to ask fisheries officers to make sure that they inform when people are gathered. It's good to get 1 minute. I am a district fisheries officer, and if you have challenges with the fishing, come to my office. This is my number, and it would help them. I want to thank you for listening to me, and I want to wish you well, and my fishers. Can you imagine? I don't know where they want to go.